Graham-Hancock could not lay hands yet on evidence of or for the by him hypothesized advanced Ice Age culture, nor of that culture's expansion across the world. Apart from Graham-Hancock there were, and again there are others, that also hypothesize advanced Ice Age culture, or even older cultures. We think it is safe to say that amongst the younger generation, and with a degree, Michael Button is one of them, and is kind of a rising star admired by young and old, including by Joe Rogan, who gave him several shout-outs. Amongst older generations, we consider Thor Heyerdahl, Njeda Gaiden, Florentino Amagino, and William B. Scott, as proponents of some kind of out of the Americas and/or of an advanced Ice Age civilization, with some of them not only regarding humans, but also fauna and plants, including by Native Americans' domesticated crops. Flint Dibble, archaeologist, educator, scientist, author, Stefan Milo, BA in archaeology and anthropology, creator and producer of the popular YouTube channel of the same name, and to some extent Dr. David Miono, historian, creator and producer of the popular YouTube channel World of Antiquity, used or misused a by them supposed lack of evidence of foods and crops related to the by them supposed pseudoscientists' hypothesized expansions, as primary argument to debunk the by them supposed pseudoscientists. Not only was the spread of provingly hybridized or domesticated food crops across the world proven, this as far back as over 50,000 years ago, also there is clear evidence of unrecognized advanced Ice Age cultures, including of their spreading across oceans, including the Pacific Ocean, and this into all continents. It finally happened. Archaeologist Flint Dibble faced off against pseudo-archaeologist Graham-Hancock on the Joe Rogan Experience. So those that faced off or outright attacked Graham-Hancock, and indirectly other proponents, could one day be in for a hard ride, but this probably not so before the defenders or proponents of Graham-Hancock's and similar hypotheses, regarding ancient civilizations, study and lay their hands on the here mentioned clear and relevant evidence, which consists of material evidence, but as well of, in our view even more important, genetic evidence, of advanced cultures and their expansions across the world. We claim that the involved haplogroups, haplotypes, and even ancestral markers already are well known and widely publicized about, including in peer-reviewed scientific publications, although for obvious reasons not in the context of some face-off with others, and certainly not with other scientists, nor even with consensus, but rather as logic and consequential continuously adding up of essential research and publications, whilst inevitably being kept an eye on, by the supervising eye of consensus, as well as of consensus-inclined scientists and authors. Possibly it will be even proven that those that supposedly already debunked one or more of the by them claimed pseudoscientists will end up being debunked themselves as pseudoscientists. This possibly so, because of occasional aggressive and or non-relevant or distractive scientific approaches and or arguments, or because of unnecessary or excessive negation of possibilities. To some degree Graham-Hancock already did and did well, but this only so after he himself had found time to fact-check the claims used against him on that occasion. The Joe Rogan podcast, without these claims being disclosed before. In fact, a kind of a surprise attack. Even while Graham-Hancock fared very well and was very convincing in countering the claims later on his own YouTube channel, Graham himself admits that for now he does not have the evidence he thinks he needs or wanted to dispose of. Ancestral markers, especially in combination with ancient DNA and its related research, 3 population tests, haplotypes, migrational markers like the intensively and worldwide by scientists, geneticists, and archaeologists, studied haplogroups, are the absolute proof of who our ancestors are, their expansions, including that of their culture and artifacts. Possibly nothing else has so many global and almost seemingly timeless proofs, as Graham-Hancock's hypothesized advanced Ice Age civilization has. But this evidence and these proofs have been negated or suppressed by consensus for over 100 years, or since Darwinism. This questioning and or debunking or occasional plain repression is not something recently introduced and or practiced exclusively by Flint Dibble and or Stephen Milo. If related, they are merely extending something that was going on at least since the conquests around 1500. We claim that we are arriving at the most interesting time or era for this subject and discussion, and all that is related to it, and have the best chance ever to put the already known and recognized ancient knowledge in practice, like for instance the formation of extremely fertile and productive ADE soils, that especially when combined with agroforests, simultaneously and without additional cost, also massively remove carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere, a part of forms of climate regulation, involving a massive biotic pump effect exerted on near-continental scale by the involved agroforests and/or forests, all this for the benefit of humanity, biodiversity, environment as well as local and global climate. All this said, we were admirers and followers of Stefan Milo's channel and also of Dr. David Miono's channels for years. Further, we are convinced that they both are authors and influencers with a lot of potential, and for sure we will go on following, studying and commenting on their very interesting and unique videos. Further, as far as we are aware of, Stefan Milo and David Miono were not aggressive in their questioning or in some supposed debunking efforts, and did not practice surprise attacks lacking essential ethical disclosures. Please comment with your doubts and remarks, as we pretend to complete or to remake this same video, for it to become more useful and/or understandable for you and others. We do not pretend to feature popular, nor widely accepted videos, but rather to rewrite parts, especially of human history, that are scientifically proven to be improbable at this point in time. Also ask for more or better illustrations and/or proofs, if this would be helpful. Please remember that you should not call yourself an alternative historian or historian, if you do not clarify at least some part of history, or do not add up with a fully scientifically supported history, or with a history without too many paradigms. Like consensus still fails to do so, and most historians, even alternative historians, also fail to do so until now. Criticizing or doubting the historical vision or timelines of others, independent if this is consensus or mainstream or none of both, is not exactly being a historian, or at least not a historian that adds up to history. Thank you.